Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities.
Turnbuckles and Stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling punch. I looked at her and I said, hey, what part of Brooklyn are you in?
We're not in Brooklyn, sir. We're in upstate New York in Dutchess County. I'm originally from Yonkers.
Wait a minute. I guess you guys don't know each other that well.
Oh,
We're here, guys. I don't know why the mute button didn't come off. That's crazy.
Okay, so we'll start all over.
We're here, though.
I am the host with the most, and this is your favorite Turnbuckles and Stogies pod, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla. And we are live on all streaming networks. We're live right now on Amazon TV, Roku TV, Spotify, Apple Tunes, iTunes, whatever they call them, all them tunes. So we're live on there. So check us out and let us know what you think. Black Hawk Broadcast, good morning. So what is going on with everybody today? We're going to get into it, but don't forget, 7 o'clock, Giants versus Kansas City. Of course, I'm going to have to go with the Giants because I'm a Giants fan. Do I think they're going to win? Probably not. I fucking hope so. So, you know. Oh, sorry, I can't use that word no more. Messed it up. So what are we going to do today, son?
Well, I mean, for those who don't know, for those who didn't read, we have a special guest here today that was connected with us through another friend of ours,
Cigar World.
Stogie Bros.
Shout out to them.
Connected us with our guest today, Mr. PRK Kaden Hernandez. So it's going to be interesting to learn a little bit about him, his career, and, you know, kind of where he's at in the business, what he looks forward to, what he's been, you know, his favorite matches have been to date. Also last night, you guys know, was All Out and WrestlePalooza. Both great shows. I mean, there's some backlash on WrestlePalooza. I think we'll kind of do a separate video for the thoughts on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of do that separately and kind of explain
right.
what we thought about the show, and kind of go into what the backlash is, because we don't want to take too much time away from our guest today.
No, he's new. We got to give it to him.
You know, And again, we got the Metal Maniac coming on next week. I'm going to double check and make sure we have our guest for October 5th, which you guys have already known is supposed to be Mr. Bill Alfonso. So I'm looking completely and totally forward to that. I'm just going to sit here and let that man talk. Because we all know he's got stories from everybody. He's been everywhere, all over the territories.
Who's that?
Bill, Mr. Bill Alfonso.
Oh yeah, Bill.
He's been everywhere from the GWF to World Class to Crockett to WWE, ECW, TNA. I mean, he's anywhere that there's been a company, he's been a part of it somehow, some way. So as long as that's all still good, he'll be here October 5th. After that, we are filming on October 7th with Pedro Gomez from Drew Estate, which we have our PR package they sent us. I'll show that to you guys later in the show. We also are filming. We have Carolina Blue coming on. We have Hayes Gray coming on as well.
Yeah, I got to check with Carolina Blue. I got to.
We're working on some other stuff as well. There's some other stuff we got going on that we're taking care of as well, but that's a whole nother story. What else you got for the people? I mean, I'm kind of giving them a rundown of what we got going on.
Well, what I got for the people is a bag of these. Got a bag of these nuts.
I mean, you got, for the cigar people, you got the Intertobacco going on right now overseas in Germany. Also, I forgot to mention it, even though we're waiting on the email. I think we should put it out there for the people.
All right. So, guys, we've joined the we didn't join. We are VIP members. It's
we got in contact with them.
It's
called Made Fight League, the MFL.
League. They're out of Vegas. They were looking for commentators, backstage guys,
a lot of
talent,
agents,
things like
social
that.
media, everything.
So what I do, I sent him the paperwork. He sent it over.
I've been in contact with them.
Like us. He gets an email stating,
We're just waiting on the email.
To Vegas. He goes, what do you mean, just me? He goes, no, both of you. Which one without the other? Because you both are funny, so we gotta have you both. So now we're waiting. If it's a paid vacation and they give me my fee,
then you'll
I'm
see
going.
us. If it all works out and all comes through, I don't know if it's going to be their November 7th show, if it's their show, or their October 31st show for Halloween night. But at some point in the next, let's just say 60 days, we'll be in Vegas working with the Made Fight League and seeing what those guys are all about and what they got going on. Because I can't lie, I've been seeing what they're doing, and the promotion's been great.
Now I just got to see if they're true about what they said.
Promotion's been good. I've been watching and paying attention because, we all know, we've all seen it, been a part of it, whatever, that when promotion's not done right, there's not a lot of stuff. There's not a lot of meat on the bone for anybody to eat. Everything's been on the up and up that I've kept track of. So within the next, I would say 30 to 45 days, 60 at max, you should see us in Vegas.
On Fremont Street.
Working with the Made Fight League. I don't know in what capacity yet. You guys will find out when we do. I'm going to see if I can maybe even have one of their, maybe have their owner on here. Talk to him. Maybe I can get him on the show for a quick little interview with us. Kind of give everybody a backstory on him. I think that's a good idea. What do you think?
I think so too, but let's get this solved first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, but I think it's a good idea to maybe have him on and kind of give the people what they want to see.
Sure, let's get that solved, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure out one thing, and then we'll cross that next hurdle, and within the next, I'd say probably within the next 60 days at max, we'll be working with them in some capacity, some way.
I'm not a water boy, and I'm not a ring boy.
Oh no! They're not looking for that. Well,
I don't set up rings. I don't put up chairs. I don't.
As far as I know,
fucking jockstrap.
As far as I know, from what I read when we got in contact with them, the show that they're looking for us for is going to be run out of, what I say, Future Stars of Wrestling, right?
Yes.
Out of Vegas, which is put out the likes of Alex Hammerstone, Karrion Kross, Chris Bay. I mean, the names go on and on. So you'll be seeing that pretty soon. I've been in contact with them, taking care of that, seeing what they got to offer. And I mean, listen, who knows? If things work out, then, you know, you'll see us in Vegas. But yeah, I mean, listen, guys, there's a lot we got going on in multiple different avenues as well. I mean, like, just multiple different things we're working on all at one time. Including the wrestling, you know, and doing the podcast and working with this company and that, you know, we're out here making things happen for everybody. We're trying to, at least. Trying to put people in contact with the right people. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for.
Sometimes you can't do that.
You can make it happen, but, you know, whatever happens after that is out of your control. You can connect people. Whatever happens, though, after that, that has nothing to do with you. You made the connection.
I agree.
You know, and that's just kind of how it goes. So let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be here with our guest.
Maybe.
That's new.
Take a minute, take a moment, take your time, let it set right. Let it drive right down in your conscious tide. Lean into the better times. 'Cause in a minute, in a moment, you'll notice a shining light. One that draws you in from deep inside. Reach out and connect tonight. You know my name. What colors do you see? Influence reality. And figures and shapes. A lot for you and me. Influence
Yo, we are back. We are back. Yo, the famous podcast, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod, on all your streaming networks. I'm the host with the most, the big dog, the Vanilla Gorilla. And now we are going to bring up our guest, the PRK Kaden. Why didn't it work?
Because there's a reason to my madness. Leave me alone. Oh, wait a second. We got buttons clicking things that shouldn't be clicking.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Here he is.
Hello. How are you?
What's going on?
I'm good.
What up? What's going on, my son?
Not much.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
For the people at home.
For the people at home, I already spoke to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how old you are, how you got into the business, who trained you, and what are you doing now and what you did before. Stage is all yours.
Well, hello everybody watching. My name is the Puerto Rican King, Kaden Hernandez. I'm a 17-year-old professional wrestler. Been in the business for about 2.5 years now. Started when I was 15. I was trained at the Monster Factory under the lights of originally Nick Petit. And then over the past year or so, it's changed to Anthony Bennett and David Goldie. All three amazing coaches. Can't say anything better than that. They're all amazing. And before, I was really just a fan of it all. I loved watching it. I loved going to shows, being the guy behind the barricade, enjoying everything. But now it's changed to me being the guy in the ring, performing for people, and it's making a change from being in the seat to being the one putting on the tights, putting on the kick pads, the shoes, and putting up a performance that people could love and enjoy and have a great time doing so.
So, being that, me and him are kind of on the same kind of, I've done it a couple years. I've been around it, obviously, with my dad since I was a kid. But, you said you were a fan and now you get to go out there and, put on the tights, the kick pads, the wrist tape. I don't know if it's the same feeling for you, but, it was like a surreal feeling for me when I first did it.
Oh, yeah.
Being in that locker room around all those veterans, and it was just like, whoa. It's like, okay, like I'm really here now. Like this is my turn.
Yeah.
This is my big shot to go, prove myself and do what I want to do. And it was just like that first show. I won't lie, I was a little scared. I didn't say very many words. I let him do all the talking for me because he's my tag partner. He came out of retirement to team with me.
Oh yeah.
And I told everybody when that happened, I said, it was surreal, like standing on the apron, watching him do his thing, and then realizing, oh shit, this is my turn now. And then I got in there, and that was the first match I ever had. I always remember my first match because it was in Bayville, New Jersey. It was in Jersey, and I always tell everybody, the Shore to me has always had a soft spot because I've been going there since I was a kid. I said, but now debuting out in Bayville, being in that Shore area, I said, that's really that hits that home, that soft spot for me. I said, that's why I was able to debut and show people who I was.
Honestly, I share the same that experience. The same thing happened. I would say it was June of last year was when I had my debut, my actual debut in front of an actual crowd on a Monster Factory show. That entire day leading up to it was a nerve-wracking experience, from getting to the Monster Factory to call time and being told what I'm doing, and now it's like, oh, this is happening like today. So
That call time is that wait for that call time, bro, is killer
it's
on that first show.
crazy.
We
Crazy.
got down there the same thing like you had. It was like we got to the hotel room because I stayed at a hotel we normally stay at, and I'm in the room. I was actually I was booked for Funhouse with Magic
Okay, yeah.
because my dad and Magic rode the roads together for 30 plus years. Like they're good friends till this day, and I always thank Magic. I can't thank him enough for giving me the opportunity to step in the ring. But dude, getting down there that morning, we drove to the venue because I needed to see the venue before I actually I stepped foot in there that night. I had to go look.
Yeah.
Pulled up, I looked. We got back to the hotel. I went in the room. I put my bag inside. I plugged my phone in. I laid on the bed. I got up. I walked around. I did anything possible to avoid the fact of saying my nerves were getting to me. My nerves and butterflies were getting to me. I did everything possible to just ignore the fact that even existed because I didn't want to think that.
Yeah, the nerves getting to you, it happens. It still happens to me. It still happens to me. No matter how many times I've done it, no matter how many times my song can hit, it's always gonna be a nerve-wracking experience. Always.
And you can attest to this too. When that song hits, it's like a switch flips.
Yes.
It's like everything, all those butterflies, all those nerves go out the window.
Yeah. It's weird because that's like me as like my actual name's Elijah. So I walk into the Monster Factory, I have my suitcase, and I'm walking in as me, just regular old me. And then when I'm behind the curtain and then my theme song hits, the switch turns on and now I'm Kaden Hernandez. It's amazing.
It's crazy, dude.
It's wild.
It's cool to talk to, a guy like you who's like I've done commentary, I've done putting the chairs up, taking the ring down, doing the security, doing the ticket taking. Like I've kind of done a little bit of it all, including help, kind of put finishes together with matches and stuff like that because I've been around so long and I used to give that fan perspective, but like growing up around the business, I was always so smart to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was able to kind of help that with the veterans.
Yeah.
And kind of say, listen, like I was at a show, it was my dad, me, and another guy, and one more guy, and they were coming like, yo, what do you think about this? And we put, I was putting finishes together and, trying to help everybody. And they were, everybody loved it. And I said, listen, I'm a fan at this point. I'm like, I'm just here to help, support the company. I'm like, I'm just here.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'll give you a fan's input if you want it.
Yeah.
And I was giving the input and the guys were receptive and, because I also, and you've probably learned the same thing I did. I treat everybody with respect.
Yes.
Everybody walks in, I shake their hand. Hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so, anything you need. Listen, I may not know a lot. I'm still new, but if I can help, let me know.
Yep.
And that's how I always was because I was brought up around that, going to shows with my dad and being in the locker room, meeting all these guys. And then again, like you said, it carries over to that aspect of when you get there.
Yeah.
And showtime. And it's like, we did a show in North Carolina. That was my second match. In like 4 years, I think I had a couple of matches because it was so hard to get booked before that. I mean, it's hard. It's not as easy as it was.
It's hard to get booked. It's very hard.
And we went to North Carolina and, I had my debut match and then I had like, I'd say it was probably a year or two before I had another match, which was the show in Carolina. And, I kind of took the gimmick I had, which like you, I walked into the building that day as Joey and I was in the locker room. I was talking to the guys, the girls, we were all kind of getting stuff together. And, it was kind of like you said that when that music hits, it's like, boom, and it changes.
Yeah.
And the kids in the crowd, you probably have the same perspective. I was telling all the kids that were trying to meet me, was I was you.
Yeah.
I was you.
That's the coolest part, is that being that fan before of watching your favorites on TV and being like, you know what, I want to do that one day. I want to be that. And then now being a wrestler, you get the being a wrestler, you get the experience of now I'm the one that the kids are like, that guy's cool. That guy, I want to meet him after the show. I want to talk to him.
Right.
That's so cool to me because now, as you said, the roles are switched completely. Now I used to be the kid that wanted to meet the wrestler, but now I'm the wrestler that the kids want to meet. It's fantastic. It's so cool.
It makes you realize that you like you said, you're a role model for those kids now. Those kids want to meet you.
Yeah.
They want to get your autograph. They want to take pictures with you. And it's just it's that surreal feeling of like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I mean, it's nuts to have that happen. And you especially working with a school like the Monster Factory, there's a lot of guys that have come out of that school.
Oh yeah,
Matt Riddle.
Yep.
I mean, the list is. I read through the list one day because I was curious for my own curiosity, and your school that you work with has such a pedigree of guys that came out of it. It's insane.
It's amazing. It's amazing from people like, as you said, Riddle, Sheamus, Big Show, Damian Priest, Bam Bam Bigelow, the Headbangers. I could be here.
Yeah, but you got to remember, all those guys came out of the original Monster
Factory. Yeah,
they came out of Larry Sharp.
So what made you? Because I looked into wrestling schools and stuff like that. What made you choose the Monster Factory?
So actually, my dad, he works with a wrestler from the Monster Factory named Lucas Twitch Zangro. Around like 2022, my dad told me about the guy, and I was like, "Oh, you work with a wrestler? That's so cool. Like what? Like where does he train?" He told me about the Monster Factory, and then around like March-ish, I watched their first show, and then I just became a fan of the Monster Factory from that point. And then in like February, my dad surprised me and said, they have a juniors program, and you're going to start training in a few weeks. I was like, what?
So where do you live?
Philly.
And the Monster Factory is like right over the border, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah. Paulsboro, New Jersey.
Yep. Yeah. So they're right there.
Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, that. And then nothing, honestly, like with the Monster Factory, you get such a sense of family there because now we're all there to help each other. No matter your age, you could be the oldest vet at the Monster Factory and the youngest kid, but we're all there to help each other no matter what. That's also something about the Monster Factory that's amazing. That's made me feel like that's where I was in the Monster Factory, is where I was meant to build my wrestling career, my character, build my character as a person also. That's something that's also helped a lot with the Monster Factory.
So how did you come up with the name?
So I actually had a different like nickname besides the Puerto Rican King. I originally wanted to be called the Ace until around before my first like thing I did in front of fans was like a promo. I thought to myself, I said, the Ace isn't as strong as it sounds, so I needed to find something that could be sounds dominant given my stature and my size. Like I need something. Right. The big guy's gonna get it done, and my heritage being Puerto Rican, I was like, okay, maybe I could use that. And then royalty, I love like the back in the days of like kings and queens and like monarchy and looking into stuff like that. So Puerto Rican King sounded just like awesome to me. And the name Kaden was a name that I found when I was like 8 from a YouTuber that was doing stuff on the games in 2K. And I was like, I like that. I like the name Kaden. And I was just Kaden for a while until My late grandmother, her last name Hernandez. I love it. I love the last name Hernandez, and I thought Kaden Hernandez rolls off the tongue really nice. So
So now, what's your finisher?
it's called Take the Throne. It's like a version of the Emerald Efflosion. It's like a version of that.
Okay, how'd you come up with that?
From the input of one of my fellow trainees, Cameron Pierce, he was like, I was originally using a torture rack sit out power bomb. That's what I was using at first. And so he said, I feel like you need something like eye catching that could like get the fans to be like, oh, that was like, what did you just do? That was awesome. And then that's when he was like, he showed me this video of the guy who did it first, and I was like, okay, let me try it. And we got the crash pad and we did it a couple times, and I was like, this feels right. So
now, how big are you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'9",
And what's your weight?
280.
So you're still, for being that size, you're still a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
So that's stuff like that would work.
Yeah.
Because it's, and then you have stuff obviously you can use on the bigger guys because you may not be able to get them up, and that's, you got to have, and I'm sure they obviously this, but for people that don't, you got to have certain finishers for certain size people.
Yes. That's why for whenever I wrestle like bigger guys, I'll try to do a clothesline from hell. It's more something that I try to do with bigger guys. I mean, that's been kind of transitioning to me using the spear.
Because that you can generally hit on everybody no matter what the size is.
Yep.
So now, I'm going to ask you this because I asked all my wrestlers. When and where was your first match, and who was it against?
So where, of course, I'm gonna give two answers for this because I have two different things for this. Was Paulsboro, of course, the Mouse Factory for both matches. My first ever time going out there was against the God of Dad Bod for the Summer Camp Showcase in 2023. That match was weirdly fun because it wasn't a good match at all. It was my first time ever doing anything out there, so that was.
So you were green.
Very green. I was what? I started in March.
Veteran.
Yeah. I was.
So he should have handled the match if you made a mistake.
Yeah, it was fine. I made a lot of mistakes, but he was able to fix it very fast and lead me to where I had to be.
Okay.
And the one after that I was like, I debuted on the show, like an actual show for the Monster Factory, was in June of last year, against Liam Black. That match, I'm still very proud of that match. That match was one of my favorites that I've had. Really showed me what going out there putting on a performance is, because he was guiding me through that throughout the entire night, from me before going out there and saying, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could go out there and be 100% in effort. And he said, you got this. We're going to go out there. I'm going to take care of you. Like, you can trust me with this. We went out there and we tore the house down, and we had an amazing match. I couldn't have asked for a better first opponent.
So let me ask you this. When you went out for your first match, and like you said, you wrestled at the summer showcase.
Yeah.
When that match was over, did you essentially feel like you belong there? Like, did it make you feel like, okay, you know what, I this is something I can do, like, I belong here? Or was it that second match you said you had on their actual show? Was that the one that made you feel like, you belonged completely?
The first one with Dad Bod at the summer camp show, I was like, okay. When I got to the back, I was like, I'm hungry to make myself better. And then the match with Liam, I was like, okay, I found myself. Like, I belong here. Like, now I'm here.
Okay.
Now it's just full steam ahead from here,
And that's why I always ask that one too, because, a lot of people, will go back and watch their first matches. You know, like I've had people go watch my first match, and you know, I watch it, and it was just cool to see on YouTube for the first time. Like, I mean, I'm sure when you've seen yours back on video, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know,
Oh yeah.
I'm on YouTube. I can put I can put the match in, and I'm there. You know, and like you said, with that second one, you felt like you belonged. It was kind of, you know, you almost went out and basically reinvented yourself to get to that point for that second match. You know, and make it to where, okay, you know, like you said, you belong, and you know, you feel like this is what you meant to do, and this is where you belong, is here with these people and doing these things.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to coming up? Or what do you have? I should say, let me say this, because I'll phrase this better. What are your aspirations, so to say? Are you looking to make it to, you know, an AEW or WWE or TNA? Or do you want to stay like, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I love the indies myself.
Yeah.
Are you looking to just stay on the indies and maybe get to like a GCW or, you know, a Memphis Championship Wrestling and stuff like that?
The ultimate goal is to be on TV, is to get a TV contract. That's the ultimate goal. It's something that it recently hit me that I was like, you know, this has been my dream ever since I was a kid. So now I got to live this dream out 100%. I need to be where I aspire to be, and that's at the top in one of the companies, whether that's the WWE, AEW, TNA, or New Japan.
Ring of Honor, stuff like that.
Ring of Honor, prestigious place I would love to.
So let me ask you this, being that you brought it up. I'm personally a fan of that New Japan style.
Yes.
That strong style, is that something you look forward to eventually maybe being able to do down the line?
Yes. I love the hard-hitting, strong style.
Okay.
The kind of brawler, just throwing it all out there that when it lands, it's gonna land and it's gonna hurt. And that
right.
What connects with the fans over there in Japan is that strong style, the hard.
I'm asking because I'm a fan of that New Japan style and that nice strong, where it's like, I always go back to like Regal used to say, you hit them hard in safe places.
Yes.
That snug style, but you're hitting them in safe places.
Yep.
That's how I always look at it. And that's a question I like to ask a lot of the wrestlers we have on, because some people don't like that style. Some people, you know, say, you know, maybe down the line I'll try it. You know, is that a style that you want to work now before you go over, if you can eventually go over there, or do you try to work that now in the States?
All right, so hold that thought. We're going to come back with your answer. We got to take a commercial break to pay the bill.
So you got to keep me on track a little bit. Usually I'm the one keeping him on track.
It's been way too long since I heard your voice, It's been way too long since I felt your touch. Oh, I don't wanna leave you now, no. Baby, don't walk away, no. It's been way too long since I felt your touch. It's been way too long since I heard your voice call my name. I don't wanna leave you now, no. Baby, don't walk away, no.
Yo, what is up? What is up? I am back. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and you live here on Sunday Fun Day with Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod and Mr. PK Kaden. PRK Kaden. Sorry, my bad. I can't really pay attention too much. But we want to thank him for coming on the show, taking time out of his busy schedule. So tell me, what is the most famous guy that you wrestled?
Ooh, maybe I would have to say maybe most notable, maybe Tim Dynamite.
Okay.
Maybe Tim. Yeah, he's on the up and up right now. He's doing great. I wrestled him a couple times, been in the same match with him a few times. Wrestled him 3 times, been his tag partner once. Yeah, he's probably the most notable person I've been in the ring with.
So who would you like to face in the future?
Ooh.
You know, what I would say, I guess, legends, you know, indie darlings, I guess, as they're called for some of them. You know, who would be on your list?
I'll start off with the indies. I would love to wrestle Myron Reed.
Okay.
Calvin Tankman.
Calvin's a big boy. For those who don't know, Calvin's a big boy.
Who's that?
Calvin Tankman.
Who else on the indies? There's a lot. Cardona. Let's see.
Everybody wants to wrestle the indie guy.
A tag team called Alpha Sigma. They're this one place. There's one place in they run the Ohio, Indiana area. Yeah, they're big ones that I want to wrestle. And on the main stage, I tell everybody that I know family wise that big one that I want to work is Dominic Mysterio. He's like the one that I'm like, when I get there, I want to work Dom, and I feel like me and him can work.
Yeah, Dom would be. I think you guys would be kind of a good match.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Him and Dom. Mysterio, when he gets to that level, like you said.
Well, I hope you do, brother. It's a hard level to get to. I got there. I did what I did and I left. It's a lot of work. You're on the road 325 days out of the year. When you're not on the road, you're home doing laundry, taking pictures, doing autograph signings, and then you're back on the road. You never see your family. It's a lot of work.
Things have changed now, though, from what I've read.
No, they really haven't. It's still the same thing. Only way you pick your schedule is if you work for Tony Khan.
Yeah. Well.
You know, and WWE doesn't really they don't really search on the indies anymore. They basically just send out a scout like Bubba.
Well, what they do now is they have the ID, which is Evolve.
Right.
So there's the potential to get there because look at the guys that got ID. You know, they're working GCW
and I'm not knocking you, brother. Do you think?
And JCW and stuff like that.
You're still a young boy. You're 17 years old.
Thank you.
You know, you got a long career ahead of you. But do remember, you're gonna have a lot of back problems. You're gonna be on pain medicine, Tylenol. Best thing I could tell you, before a match, take a baby aspirin. And if you're gonna show color, take a baby aspirin and a bottle of Heineken. Then you bleed like you never bled before.
Oh yeah.
So being that this part was asked more of you than me, what knowledge can you give to him
when you walk in the locker room
in this business? What knowledge can you pass on to him?
So when you walk in the locker room, don't be that guy that walks in and thinks your shit don't stink, because your shit is gonna stink. Walk in. I don't care if you don't know the person. Introduce yourself. Shake your hands. You know, don't be the guy that walks in when you see your match. You go over and say, "Hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do. No, that's not how this works. I had a guy do that to me. He walked right by me, and he walked right by I believe it was Jimmy Snooker. We were sitting there talking. Didn't introduce himself. Changed into his gear, looked at the card, came over to me and said, I'm working you. I said, I'm sorry, and your name is? Gave me his name. I said, okay, son, go sit over there. I don't need you. He goes, nah, we got to go over the mats. I said, nah, we don't. And Jimmy looked and he goes, boy, oh boy. I said, yep. I said, receipt time. Got in there and I was pounding him up. I took a powder. The ref jumped out. He said, what are you doing? And I said, bro, he just doesn't understand. And got back in the ring. Next thing you know, kid came at me and I kind of shoved him to the side, started giving him a receipt, and I just took it home because there was nothing left for me to do with him. You know, those are the kind of guys that want to be a Hulk Hogan, Rey Mysterio, or John Cena. When you walk in the locker room, the wrestling world is a fraternity. Nobody realized that. When you walk in the locker room, you walk in, you introduce yourself to the promoter, shake their hand, shake the timekeeper's hand. I don't care if they're setting up a chair, they're setting up the bathroom, or cleaning the toilets. Shake their hand, introduce yourself. You understand? A lot of guys don't do that now. You know, we had a guy when I was running the show in North Carolina, showed up with one of the workers and thought this guy was the best thing next to baked bread. I shut that mofo down real fast. I said, yo, between me and Magic, we got 60 years of wrestling here. How long you been working? 5 years. Well, I guess you got another 40 years to go. You know, and he got blackballed because he started posting stuff on Instagram and Facebook about us.
Well, more about the company than anything.
So I blackballed.
But the company is no longer around anyway. So
yeah, the company's no longer around.
We tried to get it running, and the owner just kind of
faded to black,
faded away, and you know there we had and it's crazy, you know, because I'm sure you know. Have you ever been involved in like the creative process of the shows? Did you have to learn that going through the school?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. No, I'm because I that whole company, I was involved in the creative process and everything. You know, like I sat on the phone for hours with another guy and we planned out 1.5 years worth of shows.
Wow.
We ran one show and that was it. I was like, we did all that work to help this guy get his show running and it just went away after one. And for people that don't realize, that's a common occurrence. That's a very common occurrence in this business. Shows they will run one show and you'll never hear from them again. So where is your next show? Are you wrestling outside of the Monster Factory shows? Are you taking bookings elsewhere? And where else have you been besides working the Monster Factory shows?
Yes.
Right now I'm looking to work with Super Crazy.
Okay.
Now where does he run?
Where Super Crazy?
Yeah.
They're also in like the Jersey area.
Yeah, they run out usually. I think.
So now, what does he take all the Monster Factory guys and runs them on a show?
Oh, the promoter. He has people like Marcus Mathers, Jordan Oliver, Homeless Vaughn. A plethora of people that it's not just he has some factory guys here and there, but it's a lot of just the free range of
I know who they are. I've looked at them.
Jordan Oliver actually lives across the bridge.
Yeah, Jordan Oliver's from right across the bridge where I'm at.
Wow. Oh
yeah. But Super Crazy is a good company from what I've heard from people that have worked for them. And where I know you said Super Crazy. Who else are you looking to work with?
Titan, TCW, Titan Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
Who else?
Did he say Titan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole story we'll have to tell you. We'll have to tell you off the podcast. I'll have to tell you that story.
Okay.
It's a funny one, but it's a good one.
Okay. Who else? I actually want to they're coming here, I think in November, Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Yep.
I'm trying to get in contact with them. That's somewhere that I really want to work, whether that's trying to get on the Jersey show or traveling to Ohio to Dayton. And
Now, do you need a license in Philly?
Yes. Well, the age to work on shows in Philly and the Pennsylvania area is 18, and only got a couple more months until I'm 18. That's when I'm free range to work. So, yeah, in terms of places that I worked outside the Monster Factory, the only real place outside is Dog. I worked the show.
What's his name that owns that, right?
No.
Who are you thinking? The guy you worked with?
Jeez.
Who you think? O-Dog?
Yeah.
It might be.
Is that O-Dog that owns that?
Might be.
Bald head black guy now?
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's name entirely. I'm blanking on his name, but
that's fine.
Have you tried to go like work up at Beyond and stuff like that up in like Massachusetts area and all that?
Actually, my trainer, first trainer Nick Petit, he's actually like a big for the Wrestling Open, a big. He works there on Mondays, Thursdays. He's trying to get me in touch with the promoter to work their Discovery Gauntlet on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
That's somewhere that hopefully in the very near future I'll be up there.
That's cool.
Always remember, bro, you got to know your worth. Don't let them tell you your worth. You got to know your worth. What you're worth. That's what you got to tell them. Here's my worth. You know what I mean?
I got you.
So on that note, guys, we're going to take another commercial break and be right back.
Daddy was a gambler, spent his life taking risk. He worked hard with that hammer, made little with clenched fist. And Mama always cried for the things that he done. He got his loving on the run. Daddy was a gambler, he was a hard-working man. Daddy was a gambler, spent his life taking risks. He was hard with the hammer, made little weakness fierce. Mama always cried for the things that he done. He got his loving on the run. Daddy was a gambler, he was a
Expected to play
Yo,
Sunday.
what is up? What is up? Yo, this is your favorite podcast on the internet, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the host with the mother boop most big dog, the Vanilla Gorilla, and we are here with the PRK Kaden Hernandez, an independent 17-year-old wrestler. Any of you guys out there, NWWE, ACW, Chaotic Wrestling, listen, make sure y'all hit my man up. If y'all want, just hit us up and we'll hit him up. I'll be his agent. I only get 10%.
We'll get you in contact with him.
But I get you in contact with him, 10%. And you know his price goes up. The price today ain't the price tomorrow. Just saying. So now, how many matches you did?
I've had about I think 49.
So what was one of the worst matches that you did?
One of the worst. Ooh. I would say I had this match one. It was like a weird. We did this birthday party thing, and I had a match where they wanted me to be kind of like a Hogan-esque guy, where it was a handicap match, and I just destroyed the other two. And I hated it. I couldn't get it at all. I hated it. That was one of my worst performances I've ever had. It was terrible.
Just so you know, Maurice is streaming us on his live right now.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Have you, because this seems to be a thing in a lot of companies, have you done any scramble matches yet?
Scramble isn't there's multiple of us in terms of pinfall, elimination out, or
yeah, where it's they'll do a 6-man scramble match, 10-man scramble. I've noticed a lot of companies are starting to do that now.
No, never done that. I haven't done
it. So have you done double shots?
No.
You've never done a double shot, where you got booked one time at 1:00 in the afternoon, and then you got booked at 7:00 at night?
Never. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, be prepared, and it's not happy to do that, because that means you got to go in there and tell a promoter, listen, I got to be in Jersey by 4:00. And he's going to say, well, your match is last. You're going to say, no, you're going to have to move that up.
Yes, Stogie Bros is present.
You're going to have to move that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
so have you said you've had 50 matches. Have you done any
tag team,
hardcore matches or anything like that yet? Have you done any
battle royals?
I've been in a couple battle royals. I've been in 3 or 4 at this point. I've never really done how many guys take throw me out? I've had really just there's only been 2, 3 guys take me out. I've never done real gimmicky stuff yet. I've done, of course, 1-on-1s, regular 2-on-2s. I've done 6-mans, and battle royals. That's really it.
So let me ask you this: what is it being in battle royals? Kind of what's that atmosphere like when you get in that ring?
Oh, it's chaotic. It's chaotic because it's as you can see it even on you see when battle royals happen on TV. It's the bell rings and we all just start. Okay, let's fight, and then it's just there's some awkward points where it's okay, it's not much to do anymore besides just keep throwing kicks in the corner, punches.
Now, let me ask you this: when they do battle royals with you guys, because when I did it, they would introduce the first 2 guys, and then every minute somebody else would come in. Is that how they did it with you, or they just put you all in the ring at once?
Well, with the Monster Factor in particular, we do sometimes just battle royals where all of us get in the ring and bell rings and start throwing people out. Or we do once a year. It's called Turkey Slam or Turkey Slam Rumble, where it's the same concept. 2 people start, and then every minute, another one comes in until all the participants are out.
Okay. So, what is your ultimate goal to becoming a professional wrestler? Like, what? I know you said you want to go to one of the big time leagues, but is your ultimate goal to become rich in the professional wrestling world?
My ultimate goal is to be a household name. In terms of
Well, you
wrestling,
can be a household name on an independence also. You know that.
that's true. That's true. That's like with ultimate goal is just I want people to like to know me, to like when they think who's out there that's doing it, that's like one of the best out there. That's like when they go out there, you know that they're gonna put on a performance.
Right,
That's,
right.
I want my name to be in the conversation for that.
Well, that's a good goal. I like that goal.
And that shows you that
Not a lot of young guys do that. A lot of young guys say, I'm the best. I can beat that guy. I can beat this guy. And then when they meet up with the guy and the guy hears it, because you know how the internet is. When a guy hears it and they say, yo, you know, you've been talking shit about me. Oh, no, I haven't. And the guy pulls it up and he goes, uh, 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 uh. And then the promoter goes, well, guess who you're working tonight? And then you get in there and you get that receipt. Then you come back and say, hey, you hurt me. You broke me. Stop talking shit.
you know, and by him saying he wants to be a household name, whether it's on the indies or in one of the big companies, shows that he's doing it more for the love of the business than for
Right. Correct.
you know, obviously, yes, the end goal is to make money if that's a possibility, but you're in it more for the love of the sport and the passion of it than anything else.
Correct.
Yep.
And that's kind of that's what made me want to do it eventually.
So now
You know,
let
when I
me
got
ask you
that
this.
opportunity.
I'm only asking this. So I know you said your dad is big into it. What about your mom?
My mom never really like, I wouldn't say she's a fan. Like she'll watch it when like me and my family have it on. Like when me and my dad and my siblings are watching it, she'll be there sometimes. But a lot of the times she just like she'll know people here and there, but never really like watch it.
Does she ever come to your event?
Oh yeah, she'll go, but like she'll cover her face when it's time for my match. Like it's hard for her to watch it.
I'm just plugging the computer. There we go.
That's good. That's good. I like that. You know, because I had my mom come to my last event before I retired, and I don't remember 2000.
Jeez, you retired
20 years ago, something like that.
It was probably
But she came to my
06 or
last
07
event,
you retired.
and it was great. I had a good time, and that was the last time she seen me wrestle. So you know, it was good, and that's always good that you have family that support you, because a lot of people do this, and you know they think they're gonna make millions, and then you know they wanna book themselves for $400. And I turned around and I said, dude, you only been working like a year and a half. Yeah, well, I think that's my worth. I said, I understand you think that's your worth, but what have you done? So you have to know your worth for your 2 years in the business. I'm not saying you're worth $50. I'm not saying you're worth $500. You have to know your worth. Don't let somebody tell you we're going to give you $25 and you got to travel from Philly to Massachusetts. Make sure they put you in a hotel and pay you good money. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Because the drive from Philly to Massachusetts is a ride. To book yourself a room is another $80.
Yep.
You know, so you got to know your worth. You got to, when you book yourself up there, you got to be like, listen, here's my worth, and I just need a room for the night. And most times they do that. Most times they tell you no. Then that's your choice whether you go or you don't go.
I mean, there's been some times where, and from what I've heard, they'll book your hotel room and tell you instead of, if you're $100, instead of doing that, they'll give you a room, and then whatever you make off your autographs and your pictures and stuff like that
is yours.
You know, instead of paying you, they'll pay for your hotel room, and then you know that's essentially your fee, and they'll pay your hotel room and give you a room instead of doing that way. And I've heard from numerous different people that there's sometimes they'll do that instead of paying you and booking the room depending on who you are.
Right.
Okay.
I had another question. I forgot. I was listening to you talk to him.
So, you know, so it's just you gotta watch who books you. Make sure they're a legitimate company, make sure they never stiff nobody, you know, make sure you don't get, you know, when you show up to a show, make sure your envelope is there. Don't tell them, oh, you know, at the end of the show we pay you. No, I need my money now. I need it right now. When I walk in the door, my envelope gotta be there. If your envelope's not there, tell them until I get paid, I don't go on.
Oh, I remember my question now. So let me ask you this. Have you, being that you said you've had 50 matches, you've done all kinds of different matches and battle royals and tag teams and singles, have you wrestled for any of the titles that Monster Factory has, or have you wrestled for titles in another company?
Yes, I've wrestled for the Monster Factory's current Thunder and Lightning title. That I wrestled Liam for that back in like late July.
Okay.
That the concept of the belt is supposed to be big man versus little man. So that was a cool opportunity to have my first like title match.
I guess you didn't get the title?
No.
What was it like being in that title match environment? You know, did it make you want to push yourself more?
Oh, it made me push myself because usually when I go out there, I tell myself I put 110% effort in. But being in the environment of like knowing, oh, this is for a title, I'm putting 200% effort in. I'm putting, you gotta go the extra mile when it's, you know, you gotta put on the performance when it's the titles and the lights are shining bright on you, and now you gotta figure it out to put
And
on.
not only are they shining bright, they're hot as hell.
So now let me ask you this: what's the biggest crowd that you work for, and the smallest crowd?
Smallest crowd probably had been like 20 people, maybe, if
And
that.
did you go out there and give 110%, or you just went out there and was like, "There's only 20 people. Let me just give them what I can."
I always go out there with 110%, no matter big or how small the crowd can be. I could wrestle in front of one person and put 110% in. I could wrestle in front of 100 people and put 110%.
And that's because your ultimate goal is to send those people home happy.
Yep, get them what they paid for.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Now, this was my question as it came to me after I thought about it. You go by the Puerto Rican King, the PRK.
Yes.
You know, we spoke about New Japan. We spoke about AEW, ROH, all that. Would you like to go wrestle in maybe Mexico or Puerto Rico as well, and go test those markets out and see what that's like?
Yes, that's also something that would be awesome. That would be awesome to wrestle for places in Mexico. Wrestle for the Colognes in Puerto Rico would be amazing. That's a goal right there to wrestle for.
That was,
you know, when you go to Puerto Rico, it's a whole different world. You know that, right?
Yeah, I've heard it's a whole different.
In Puerto Rico, they put you in the middle of a baseball field.
Not so much anymore. Now they do a lot of they have indoor arenas they work with now. They do the baseball field.
Still the same
they
thing.
do the baseball field shows. It's just not like it used to be when Brody and Hanson and all those guys were there. They don't do them as much anymore from what I've looked at.
You know, it's a whole different world out there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And you got a few different companies out there in Puerto Rico, because you have WWC, which is the Colognes, and then you have the one that Savio runs. IWC or IWA?
I think it's IWC.
I think it's IWC. Yeah, the Caribbean title. Yeah, that's Savio's, because I remember the Caribbean title being his.
Yeah.
So you have,
but he
you know,
works
those.
With the Colognes.
He does. He works with them, but he also runs his own company as well. That was one of the things I did mean to ask you, is being that you are that, you know, the Puerto Rican King, is that so? Obviously, you know, I think everybody wants to go there at some point just to see what the market is like. But for you having that Puerto Rican heritage, that's got to be big for you to be able to hopefully get to that point and make it to Puerto Rico and see what it's like out there and wrestle for those big names.
Yes, that's that's a goal that hopefully I wanna do that soon. Go down there and
Listen, bro. Anything is possible, man. Everything is a strong possibility now. The way with social media and the podcasting and stuff goes, there's room for people to go there because they catch you on a show like this, or they see your matches on YouTube, and then they try to figure out and keep an eye on you until they think you're ready. So now, being that you said you want to go to Mexico, do you want to go work for AAA, CMLL? Do you want to do both?
I would like to test the waters with both. I feel like both, you have your people in both, like you have your Mysticals for CMLL. Then for people like AAA, you have your Vikingos. So, those are two places that I do want to test the waters with both to see how they're the same but different at the same time.
Right.
So I want to test to see which one would be a better fit for, of course, the character and the style that I wrestle.
Right. Now, let me ask you this along with that. A lot of guys move to Mexico when they're doing stuff like that and training down there.
Yes, they do.
Is that something that you would consider if the fit is right, if they're willing to bring you in, to train down there and work? Is that something you'd be willing to do or something you'd consider?
I would definitely consider it if it was.
Make sure you got your passport.
I don't have it yet, but I do plan on getting it soon.
Because I know a lot of guys say, from what I've heard through all the different podcasts of guys that have been down there, the best way to really
is to go live down
is
there.
to, the best way to, when you get brought into those companies, the best way to do it is to go, live down there basically and immerse yourself in that culture and that lifestyle and see what it's like.
The Mexicans go from the left.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to learn how to work your left, my man.
That's that's something that always was interesting is the like you said, the different styles from Japan to the States to Puerto Rico to Mexico, because you go to Mexico and then you're used to working the right side. Now they all work from the left side.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys from the States say it's hard to do because you're so used to leading with your right instead of your left.
Yeah. I've heard of that too, that it's a hard adjustment.
That's why a lot of guys go and live down there and immerse themselves, because they said that was the only way for them to really get a hold of something like that, was to go and work and live down there and do the shows and do the training, do the house shows, the big shows, do the like you said with the CMLL, go to Arena Mexico, go to AAA and see the different styles and see what it's like, and the spectacle that AAA is compared to I don't want to say the minimalist aspect of CMLL,
right,
but their shows are not as I don't want to say TV ready, because they're
always TV ready,
but it's not as big of a spectacle, so to say, as AAA does.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely.
So you got a long career, my man. You're only 17. You've been doing it since you're 15. You got a lot on everybody else. I wish you well in what you do, my brother.
Thank you.
We are going to.
Well, if people want to book him, where can they reach out to you?
Yes, where can they reach out
to do? If they want to book you on podcasts, for shows, interviews, whatever.
You can email me at KadenHernandezBookings@gmail.com, or you can DM me at the PRK_Kaden Hernandez on Instagram.
All right, we'll put that up in the links. My man, I want to thank you for coming on.
Yes, I appreciate you coming
and
on.
Maurice, I know you're watching, you meathead. Thanks for having him on with us, meathead. Call me later. Guys, it's been a fun day with the Puerto Rican King, Kaden Hernandez. If y'all need him, we'll put the links in the podcast. Make sure you check him out if you're in Jersey.
And definitely would love to have you back on at some point too.
We'll have you back on soon. And maybe we'll get Maurice on here with you. But listen, go enjoy the rest of your Sunday, my brother. Thanks for taking the time to come on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys do the same.
Good luck in your career, my friend.
Thank you.
I like that he's a young boy, 17 years old. You know what I mean?
And here we are, guys. So this has been another fun Sunday episode with your friends, Turnbuckles and Stogies, with our guest, the Puerto Rican King, Kaden Hernandez. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for next week.
Next week,
we got the Metal Maniac,
a good friend of mine, the Metal Maniac from Hawaii.
A legendary wrestler. He's been in the ring with the likes of Don Morocco, Jimmy Snuka, Rikishi, oh my God, he's been in ECW. He's been, Jesus. I mean, this guy's been all over from.
Then after that, we have. I gotta confirm the booking.
If we have to move it, we will.
If I have to move it, I will. Bill Alfonso. Then October 12th, we have.
Well, October 7th, we're filming with Pedro.
October 7th, we're filming with
Any
Pedro.
questions? DM us, shoot us
Pedro from Drew Estate Cigars.
We'll put up a post that you guys can ask all your questions on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever. Ask your questions. We'll make sure they're asked.
October 12th, we have
Carolina Blue.
Carolina Blue. I believe October 19th.
We have Hayes Gray.
And then we got to start booking for November.
Well, we got to book the end of October into November and the rest of the year. That's in between
doing some personal issues. But guys, on that note, it's been another fun day Sunday. And don't forget to check out the Giants at 7 p.m. Deuces. Love y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.